Wenn wir William Kentridge einladen, uns an die Hand zu nehmen und uns durch unsere eigene Sammlung zu führen, dann ist er nicht nur Historiker, er ist nicht nur Archivar, er ist nicht nur Archäologe, sondern er öffnet unsere Augen, er sensibilisiert uns, die eigenen Dinge neu zu sehen.
But it is very much an exhibition of objects in movement. And I know that one of the interests at the Liebieghaus is the history of ancient sculptures and automata, but I hadn't expected it to be such a strong connection.
William Kentridge ist ein Künstler, der unmittelbar und direkt die Sinne anregt. Das ist sein Erfolg, das ist so wunderbar an ihm, dass er den Betrachter sofort in seinen Bann zieht.
The refusal of time is a meditation on different ways of thinking about time, from Newton through to the black hole, and using the medium of film and music as a way of thinking about time. So it's thinking in a medium other than rationality. And a piece about time that is in a room filled with these 2,000-year-old sculptures brings the sense of duration and time, whether we like it or not, into the room. And that makes it a very particular installation of this work, unlike any other of the installations which we've done in different cities. And the sense of sculptures catching a moment of projection and then being hidden by it is one of the pieces of good fortune of the exhibition, rather than something I had thought of in advance. Time is so invisible. You know, my hand moves from here to there, and there's been a duration, but there's no trace of where my hand was when it was there. But with the film, we can see each frame. We can run the film backwards as if we're running time backwards. We can slow a piece of music down. We can run the music backwards. All of things which are very much connected to time, but which enable us to play with time in the way we can't just with a watch. Well, I'm fascinated with the relationship between the vision of Egypt that I had in the short films that I made and these wonderful Egyptian antiquities that are in the museum, and the relationship between sculptures which are based on Roman heads but which are made of painted bronze and the actual beautiful Roman head. So there are a lot of points of association that I expected to be there in one form and others that I had not expected at all. So you might have an ancient sculpture, an Aphrodite, that is in a very degraded state. And that's not so different from what was left of an Aphrodite when it had been blown up in Palmyra. So there's a sense of this ancient history having a place in contemporary politics today, but also being in the museum. And there's a way in which ruins always remind us of a past time, but one forgets that many ruins are man-manufactured, that there's always been a tradition of idolatry and of iconoclasm, of knocking down other people's idols and sculptures.
Die Liebiegvilla, so wie sie hier in Frankfurt am Mainufer steht, ist ein politisches Gehäuse. Als das Textil-Tycoon-Ehepaar von Liebig hier die letzten Lebensjahre verbringt, da entscheidet das preußische Heer, sich gegen die Idee der Menschlichkeit zu wenden, mit dem Genozid an den Hereros in Deutsch-Südwestafrika. Kentridge nutzt dieselben Ausschnitte aus den Tageszeitungen, in die Baron von Liebig geblickt hat, um eine Collage zu erarbeiten, die auf sehr bittere Art und Weise berichtet von diesem unermesslichen Vergehen. Das ist die Arbeit Black Box, die hier im Herzen der Villa Liebig untergebracht ist, nämlich im großen Salon.
About German history, about German and Southern African history, and that point of interaction, and the kind of violence of the 20th century, the first big genocide of the 20th century. And it's in the form of a musical box. It's a re-looking at Mozart's magic flute, at the political underbelly of the Enlightenment and what it became in colonial Africa. Well, the role of the artist is always to work as conscientiously and best as he or she can in their studio. But the hope is that through that, one can show and demonstrate and live out ways that we make sense of the world, the way we take the world into the studio, shatter it, reconstruct it, and send it back out into the world.